Hey everyone, so if you're a landscape photographer or any photographer for that matter looking to make some extra income from your photography, I have a quick tip for you that can help you do that. So if you're familiar with Airbnb, it's usually used to people renting their homes, renting their cabins. Now I had some experience previously from my work in Airbnb when I used to manage some cabins, but recently they started doing experiences as well. Meaning if you have something to offer of value that you feel like it's something that within your line of expertise, you can create an experience on Airbnb, much like a workshop, but it's more limited to a day workshop rather than a 7-day workshop or something like that. So landscape photographers have been doing workshops for a while. It's nothing new. But with Airbnb, you can actually do it as a daily workshop, and it can be something that happens on a weekly basis rather than just once a year or twice a year or something that's very far away. So what's nice about Airbnb is that you can actually do it in your own city, within your surroundings. So I mean, as landscape photographers, we go hiking a lot. We have access to locations that we know best because we spend our time doing that. So we can actually create an experience based on what we know. And most people who come are gonna be visitors to your city that don't know any better, and you can benefit from that experience. So I've actually created an experience around 2 months ago, which is that exactly. It's like a hiking and photography experience, and it takes people, whoever wants to sign up, they're for a cost. I take them on a hike. We go to Tremblant, which is a local park, like an hour and a half. I drive them there in my car. We go on a hike. We set up to photograph sunset. I offer my guidance, whatever knowledge I know, whatever questions I have to help them as well. But plus, I provide them my knowledge of photography, plus my access to the trails that I know where they have the best views for photography. Now that could be duplicated in any city around the world because Airbnb is pretty much worldwide. So if you live in a city where you have access to a nice parks, nice trails, and you're a landscape photographer or any photographer for that matter, you can do street photography, you can do cityscapes, you can do landscapes, you can do people who like hiking and photography, they can sign up for it. People who are interested to learn photography can sign up for it. So it's a good way to generate money. Airbnb, it's a big platform. So if you're in an area where there's a lot of tourists, those are gonna be the ones that are probably gonna sign up for it. Probably other photographers as well who are gonna be interested in liking, have a passion for photography and wanting to learn. So it's like having a workshop, for photography, but it's more on a daily basis and can be happening. You can choose as much as you want. You can choose, 10 experiences a month or 5. You can tailor it based on your schedule. So it's really, really nice in that way that you can pick which days you want to be dedicating to taking people on experiences. And, Airbnb, they take 20% commission, which can be quite high. But if you think about it, they handle the payment, they handle the deposit, they handle the promotion of your experience. So it's a price to pay, but you can actually factor that price into your price point per person. A little bit about the downside of it is that you do have to take people. Let's say if you have a maximum occupancy of 4 people, if one person only books that experience, you have to go on it, obviously. So you have to tailor your price that you break even on your expenses when it's one person. And if it's, let's say, up to 4 people, that's like my experience is up to 4 people, whatever fits in my vehicle, that's when it's 4 people, then I generate some profit out of each experience. But if it's one person, I just break even. If it's 2, I make a little bit of profit as well. So I need 2 or more to make money on each experience, so you can't really not take them until the booking is full. You have to kind of do it whether it's 1 or 4, but that's fine. It's still an opportunity to go take pictures, to meet some people, and to practice your photography and teach some people and have include people with your experience. So that's a really good way to kind of make some money and generate some extra income. I've actually, even thinking about it more, I've recently also worked on a new experience as well, which is now waiting to be approved. And that experience is gonna be like, I already have my house always set up with pictures all around. So I'm gonna do like a more local one, which is like a 2-hour experience. The first experience, the hiking one, is an 8-hour experience, which could be long for some people. But I have a 2-hour experience where I'm basing that on my recent test of doing an exhibition in a place that I rented, where I had to pretty much rent the place and pay money for it. The cost can be quite expensive. So I tried to take that experience, which I know was a fun experience for people because it was a visual experience, by doing like a gallery setup in my home. And it would be a weekly experience each day. And I'd invite people, up to like 10 people. They can come in, we can have some food, some cheese and wine, for example. Nothing crazy, you know. But the price per person is not that expensive compared to the other experience. And, you know, it invites people up to my house. They can come look at the photos. They can purchase the photos if they want to, but that's not the idea. The idea was just to create like a landscape photography exhibition for people. You know, I display all my photos in my house, you know, and people can come and we can socialize. It's kind of like a house party, but more like photography based house party. And I think that's going to work really, really well. I have no idea yet. I haven't launched that. I'm waiting for them to approve it. Now, Airbnb requires that in order to get your experience approved, you need to be an expert in your field. But most of the photographers, you know, if you have a good standing, you know what you're doing, you know, usually your experience should be approved right away with no issues, you know. I know for a fact they don't allow overnight experiences because I tried to do a camping one, so don't even try to do that. But you can do a day trip, you know, a day trips that works really, really well. You can do a photo walk. There's a lot of photo walks people do. You can do photo shoots. People do photo shoots for people in Montreal, for example. That really, really works. But I've seen a lot of experiences, you know, some are cooking, some are comedy shows. So any kind of, you know, anything you're kind of into that works can work really, really well. So I just wanted to share this quick tip for you. I think it'll be really helpful towards your photography, and it can help you get to that extra income, you know, the weekly income. Because, you know, if you charge 100 or 100 to 200 per person, depending on how much you're offering in your experience, you know, if it's 4 people, that's $800 that's coming in weekly. That's not a bad income to have. So if you have the time for it, I would do it, because it allows you as well to practice your photography and socialize with people and teach photography. So it's like, it checks a lot of the boxes that, you know, are kind of beneficial to people. So I do recommend looking into it. Just go on Airbnb.com, look into what it takes to open an experience and get work on that if you want to. I mean, I'm not forcing you. I'm just simply making a suggestion and sharing with you what my experience so far. Now, I started my experience in a time where it was like the worst time to start an experience, like middle of winter. It was cold, it was miserable, you know. But I think moving towards summer, it's gonna get towards a peak time, because it's gonna be the touristy time. It was actually good because it gave me some chance to kind of experiment and test my experience and see how smooth it works and just work out the kinks, you know. So there's, you know, it's not perfect right off the bat, but it does get better. And so far, the people that went on the experience really enjoyed it, because, you know, they really like photography. So I know there's something out of value there, and I feel like every photographer has that value that they can offer, and you can do this in any city. The beauty of it also that it won't, you know, take away or compete with other photographers. On the other hand, if there's more experiences about photography, it will just make the platform even more stronger, because more photography interested people will come. Not everybody's gonna book the same experience every once in a while. You know, it's like a market share. Everybody's gonna share into that. It's just, you know, really interesting to look at. So I do recommend checking that out. Just go on Airbnb, check that out, you know. Let me know if your experience, what would you do? Now, posted a link to my experience in the bottom of the video if you want to check it out, you know. But feel free to do your own, and I mean, it's free for everybody. Also, recently I haven't been going out taking pictures. I've been kind of taking a break, but soon I'm gonna go out again and take some photos. I'm excited to try out the new 100 holder right here and the new 100 polarizer. I just bought these not long ago, and I can't wait to go and try them out. I'm gonna be doing a video about testing them in the field and trying it out, so make sure you check out my next video as well, where I'm gonna be using them, and I'm excited about that. So that's it for today. It's finally, at least, the weather's starting to get better as well. Snow's starting to melt. It's kind of crazy how after a while, you know, towards the end of winter, I just can't take it anymore. I just want summer to come back, but it's happening. very, very soon, which should be exciting. So I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions about anything for Airbnb, do leave me a comment and I'll answer it right away. You know, I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit about that. Just a quick hintful tip for you guys. You know, you can feel free to do whatever you want. All right, thank you. See you later.